4-2 pink.
So we all need that, like.
We all need that. It's got a cover on it, unlike these that don't have a cover on them, and you could create a spark. If there was the lovely aroma of gasoline inside that tank, you might have a problem. So this thing is sealed. This company, whose name is LS Brock, B-R-A-C-H, started making these keys in about 1923. They made them right through World War II, and they all have the same model number. Pretty much, I think it's Model 8. It's got the number, or Model J. Maybe it says JL. Anyways, I opened it up to see what's inside, and it's just a regular contacts. This, I don't know where it's from, but it looks to me like it might have been a landline. And for some reason, the shorting bar has 3 contacts down here. And the fact that this thing had a jumper under here, these other contacts must short out something. Sometimes these things are used as a in the landline service. There would be an electrical repeater that when a signal came in, it regenerated it, because the electricity coming from 40 miles away couldn't go anymore. They had to regenerate it to send it the next 20 or 30 miles. This is also a iambic paddle. It's good. Suction cups on the bottom. You can put it on a surface, and I can't plug it in because it's got this the smaller plug on it, but it uses a bulldog clip at the top, and some buttons, some brass buttons. They sell these for about $30. It's made by, it says well, it's made by K9LU. It says qth.com/K9LU. And the last thing I wanted to show you is a mobile key. It's a Niki. This thing folds out, comes down like that. You set the thing on your leg, and you can send code while you're driving and have a crash.
Oh yeah, no accident happening there.
That's probably not.
Well, technically, I wasn't texting.
Exactly. Right. And in fact, I see it's got a little latch, and now it's locked in place. I bought this brand new about 5 years ago at MDark at one of the auctions.
Oh my gosh.
But it folds up. And by the way, again, the reason why they're called Bug is the Vibraplex logo on here is a bug. Okay.
Like a beetle?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you go to their website and take a closer look. In the About Us on their website, it doesn't say anything how the bug was derived. Horace Morgan, I think it was, invented the bug. Or at least he owns the patent. I'm not too sure he really invented it, because it was patented in the beginning of the 1900s, like 1906, 1907. But they were around before that. So, so that's that. Any other questions?
So iambic and non-iambic?
Iambic?
What does that mean again?
The iambic produces that rhythmic, okay, and an iambic key and an iambic, this iambic paddle and an iambic keyer. When you buy a radio that has a keyer built in, you can, through the menu, tell it to run iambic or non-iambic, okay? So you can use a split paddle in the non-iambic mode if you want. If you were to learn from start and you learned how to use the iambic paddle the right way, you will probably do very well at it. But someone who learned on one of these, remember last week I brought in those back-to-back keys that were homebrew? Well, that's literally what I learned off of. And, you know, I did this movement instead of this movement. And there's just no way I can go to the new system. I always end up sending too many debts, you know. I got it right, but it's simple spell the word antenna wrong. No form.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, no.
Good for me.
That's right. All right, I just
got the
tried.
A.
I just tried to dot it. Okay.
I didn't get the did.
I got to bring this thing in and interrupt the dots.
There you go.
My thumb never leaves the dot paddle.
Oh.
Okay.
So you interrupt the dots with the dash. is
I
that-
throw the dash in. Okay.
And then when you let go of the dash, the dot resumes.
Right.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
resumes, but if you don't take your finger off fast enough,
You'll keep going.
it'll
You'll
keep
have a-
going.
you'll
Now,
have
let's try an X. See, it gave me a slant bar. Can't get it. Come on. You know, once you know the code, and once you're at about 10 words a minute, maybe even 15, using a non-iambic will produce perfect letters for you. Gotta get rid of the iambic. Oh, it came off. It'll produce perfect code for you. And the people at the other end are going to say, hey, that's a great operator for someone that's new. The only way you can do better than that is to use a keyboard. And you can. There's lots of software that does that. But using a computer to receive code, unreliable. It's only about 80% accurate. Why? Because you get people that don't have 3-to-1 ratio when they're sending. The computer is looking for 3-to-1 ratio. If it's other than 3-to-1 ratio, it starts putting up little asterisks where a letter should be on the screen. Or you just get, you know, the word GR and then another word, you know, AT, and you know, something was missing from the middle. So, and when you're working with numbers, and a static crash can now affect the computer's ability to hear whether that was a dot or a dash. So, receiving by computer Morse code is unreliable, but sending is fine. It definitely would be good. Yeah, but you got to remember, you don't want to set the speed to anything faster than you can copy, because that's the guide. Always reply at the same speed as the other person sending. And if they're sending faster than you can, there's nothing wrong with you, but you can copy good. Then you send at whatever speed you can send to send clear and distinct.